Hey guys, John Jr. here, bringing you guys another WPF video. This time we are going to be doing Delta Division instead of Attack Division, which is going to be the Wi-Fi division of WPF. If you guys missed my showdown run, which probably isn't done up to this point, go ahead and check in the top right hand corner the draft analysis for that. With that being said though, we are back. We've got two Wi-Fi leagues starting up. We have this league and we have BBR. BBR of course is fantastic and everybody loves it, but I love WPF. It's one of my favorite communities and try to help grow the community even more this time on the Wi-Fi side of things. We've got a lot of cool coaches. We have Owen, we have people like JV, Q. There's a really long list of 16 coaches that you can check out down in the description below. And I'm excited to get into this, man. For those of you that don't know, first of all, I haven't played my week one yet. It's a very busy week. I play this actually the day after the draft analysis goes up. So I have no idea what's going to happen yet. I want to go ahead and let you guys know about the WPF curse. The WPF curse is something that is very real. WPF is one of the leagues that I've done the most seasons in. And unfortunately, it is also the league that by far I get the most unlucky. And I've had maybe one season where I didn't get super unlucky, and then otherwise the luck it's unbelievable. It is actually unbelievable. I guess I use all of my luck in other leagues and then get shit on in WPF. So I want to let you guys know we are breaking the WPF curse. I expect us to go 7-2. There are 9 weeks in this season. I really do. I really expect us to go 7-2, 6-3 at worst. We had the 7th pick. 7th pick is ass, but we got Chi and Pao with the 7th pick in BBR. So I was hoping maybe there was something that I could get with the 7th pick. When I went into this draft, there were 2 Pokemon that I wanted, round 1, round 2 guaranteed, and I actually managed to get both of those Pokemon with the ass 7th pick. The first Pokemon, while I've got your attention, did you know only 21% of my viewers are subscribed? Only 21% of you. We have such a big community, man, and it is ever growing. We have really cool stuff going on, like a community draft league, which I am going to be posting videos on. You can find the Discord server down below to that. You don't want to miss it, man, I promise you. So you might want to subscribe, stick around, and watch this amazing content. The first pick was, hold on, I got one other thing. So my buddy Brody, one of my best friends in the world, he taught me how to do GFX. Brody was talking shit. Let's just keep it a stack. Let's just tell it how it is. Brody was talking shit to my face, telling me that he is going to have a better record than me this WPF season. And I said, Brody, hell no. I am a career 63% player, right? I win just about 2 wins for every loss that I have. Damn near, pretty close to that. Brody, I don't know, man, maybe 1 win for every 10 losses. I'm over exaggerating, obviously. He's probably more 40 to 50% win rate range. I said, Brody, you're insane. You're not gonna win this bet. I don't want to make a bet. I don't want to take money from somebody who currently doesn't have a job. Brody insisted, so we are putting $50 on the line for this season between myself and Odds, who you can check out in the top right hand corner, as to who is going to have the better record this season. I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and know it's like stealing candy from a baby. It's gonna be us. There's no way we lose this bet. No way, unless the WPF curse has a stranglehold on my neck. If you want to follow Brody's season alongside mine, again, be sure to check him out, top right hand corner down in the description below. Awesome guy. He is ramping up his content creation with this WPF season. You don't want to miss it, man, because I promise you it's gonna be funny watching him lose $50. Now, the actual first overall pick, round 1 pick that I ended up getting. Going into this draft, this was guaranteed what I was getting no matter what. If I had the first pick, if I had the 16th pick, this is what I was going to try to get in my number 1 option no matter what. And that Pokemon is ZAMAZENTA crowned. Not only was ZAMAZENTA crowned allowed, it was not max points. I believe the max point value was 19 and ZAMAZENTA was priced at 17, which blows my mind because I think it's very debatable as to whether this Pokemon is even allowable. And if it is, it's by far the best Pokemon on the board in my opinion. I think the only Pokemon that rival it are Chi and Pao and Dragapult, and even then I think it's a clear favorite for ZAMAZENTA just for the sheer fact that now I got Body Press. And yes, the abilities were nerfed, the stats were nerfed, but simply Body Press on this Pokemon that has an insane defensive stat and stab on that and a base 128 speed. Come on, dude. This Pokemon is just ridiculous. There's very little counterplay to this Pokemon, and I'm very excited to get to use it. I tried it once before for like a game. It was whenever I moved to my apartment about 2 years ago, and unfortunately, I didn't really get to use it because I had to drop that league. So I'm excited. I'm actually really excited to get to try ZAMAZENTA. Again, it blows my mind that it was allowed 17 points and fell to pick 9. I think this Pokemon is broken, has insane coverage moves. It has Setup and Howl and Iron Defense, which can help the Body Press, and Steel and Fighting is just a really tough type combination to switch into. And it has access to Rest Talk. It may not have recovery and it may not have an item, but it does have a lot of benefits. And of course, box art legendary stats, ridiculous stat total. So I'm very excited to be able to build off of this amazing Pokemon, who is going to be named Chloe after my beautiful puppy, who should be popping up on screen right now. I no longer live with her. It's very sad. I miss her all the time. She is actually at my grandma's house because I don't want to separate the two dogs that we have over there, but she's my daughter. She is my first daughter, and I love her so much. So I was very happy. Like I said, there's genuinely no other option. Like, it was as good as it could have been being at the 7th overall pick. Moving into the second round, this was Free Terra, which I could talk about that for days, man. I think Free Terra is so fucking uncompetitive, and after prepping for week 1, my stance on that is even stronger, how uncompetitive Free Terra is. We'll go into that next Thursday, I think, is when the team builders are going to be. I think these are going to be uploaded every Friday, the matches, that is. But anyway, I'm not going to go on a whole spiel about that. Free Terra is stupid. Anyway, Free Terra with this Pokemon is also stupid, and this Pokemon was severely underpriced. And going into this draft, I let all of my close friends who were in this draft know, Owen, Star, Brody, that I was taking this in the second round, and nobody better fucking take it. And that is going to be 11-point Hoopa Unbound. You heard me right, 11-point Free Terra Hoopa Unbound. There's no reason this Pokemon should ever be 11 points. It did not lose, to my knowledge, it did not lose really anything. Hyperspace Fury is still in the game now that Hoopa is in the game, and I believe it still has things like knockoff and coverage moves like Dark Pulse, Psychic, Fire Punch, Ice Punch. It has the tools. This is a 14 to 15 point Pokemon in my mind. It is just so unbelievably strong, especially when paired with no Terra attacks Free Terra. It's just, it's a crime that this Pokemon was put in 11 points. Such a good wall breaker, and I got it. It's what I wanted. ZAMAZENTA plus Hoopa Unbound were the two Pokemon that I wanted no matter what, rounds 1 and 2, and we got it. And I think it's just a fantastic core. I've loved Hoopa Unbound in the past. I'm really excited to be able to be one of the first people to unlock its full potential through Terra. I think there's a lot of versatility, there's a lot of different options. The unfortunate part is it does not have a way to boost speed this generation because of the lack of, I think it uses Z Switcheroo in generation 7, and obviously last generation it was really overlooked. It didn't have a way to boost that speed, but now with Terra, I think this Pokemon is going to be just overwhelming, especially next to Zamazenta. Oh, I forgot to mention, Hoopa's nickname is Hoopy. Yes, I'm dead serious. Before we go any further, I do want to say that this draft is probably one of my favorite drafts in recent memory. Not in the fact that I think this is the best draft I've had, but more so it's the draft that I'm probably the most comfortable with. At least it's definitely the draft I'm the most comfortable with in Gen 9. It's a very, very nice balanced team with a few wall breakers. It's going to be really awesome. You guys are going to love it. The next pick, speaking of loving things, is going to be a mascot pick. This pick is going to be Gengar, which is going to be named Dame from Damian Lillard on the Portland Trailblazers, because we're the Portland Nightshade. Anyway, it's a basketball reference for those of you that don't understand. Gengar is fantastic and pairs with these two Pokemon very, very well. It's a special breaker, Hoopa is a mixed breaker, and Zamazenta is a physical breaker, so we have a lot of different options within just our first 3 picks. Gengar is here for the fairy types. Obviously, Zamazenta, not a steel type that loves switching into fairy types. It can, but it's not ideal for it. So Gengar is going to be able to not necessarily switch into those fairy types, but it is going to be able to pressure those fairy types offensively and give us just a very strong special breaker that I'm really excited to try. The last time, and I think the only time I've ever drafted Gengar otherwise, I won a championship. So I'm very excited to try Gengar again and hopefully have it take us to another championship. Who knows? The next pick, we were hammering heavy on the fact that fairy types really, really do us dirty. And I wanted an actual switch in to fairy types because while Gengar does offensively pressure, and it provides T-Spikes, by the way, I forgot to mention that, which Zamazenta really appreciates, we needed to switch in to fairy types. There are a lot of super good top tier fairy types like Iron Valiant, Enamorous, things like that that really do us dirty and are very hard to switch into, so I wanted something to mitigate that. I looked around and a lot of fairy types don't get rock coverage, and this is a Pokemon that I love using bulky when a lot of other people use it strictly offensively, and that is going to be Volcarona, which had the Terra ban on it, by the way. That is why we are going Hoopa over Volcarona. But Volcarona is a Pokemon that really does switch into a lot of the high tier fairies, assuming they do not have a Terra type to blast us. And Volcarona also adds a pivot to the team, which I think is very crucial when you have a Zamazenta, you have a Gengar, you have a Hoopa Unbound on your team. It can U-turn and get in those Pokemon. Whichever one decides to come in is going to break into a lot of damage, and Volcarona can just get us into a lot of advantageous positions. Based on the team that we have, it is going to be more of a bulky role, but that does not mean we are not going to use it offensively. You guys are going to see Volcarona used in very creative ways that you haven't already. Volcarona is a Pokemon that I really enjoy building with and really enjoy expanding expanding on what it can do, because it has a lot of really cool moves and stuff that you just don't really see ran. And it's a Pokemon that can quiver on special attackers and just beat them 1v1 if you're just a bulky set. And a lot of people strictly use fast offensive sets when you really just don't have to be. It's kept Morning Sun, it has recovery, you can use it in a defensive way, and I'm excited to show you guys, hopefully, that it is not strictly an offensive piece this season. Our next pick, way too early, but just a Pokemon that I've really been wanting to use, and it fits the criteria of what I was going for with this draft, which was bulky offense, and that's going to be Hippowdon. You don't really see Hippowdon drafted all that much. It was only 11 points as well, by the way, which I think is a pretty good price point for it. There are obviously no Sand Sweepers this generation, which makes it a little tough, but the fact that it's a reliable rocker and has recovery is really, really nice. Losing Toxic does suck for this Pokemon, but it does have Roar and Whirlwind to prevent setup in a lot of things faces. It's a bulky offensive Pokemon that I've enjoyed using in the past, and I've wanted to use it again. There weren't a lot of other grounds that really caught my eye, so this was more of a for me pick, the Pokemon that I really wanted to use. The next pick was for you guys. We picked Dozy, the Dondozo. I've done 3 drafts recently, and I've really come to the conclusion that there are 3 usable water types in Draft League. So you're gonna see all of my Draft League cycle between Dozo, Slowbro, and Slowking. And Rotom Wash if I can get it, but people take it way early because it's like the premier bulky water this generation. So we got Dozy again. He was awesome in BBR whenever we picked him up, so this is technically our first time actually drafting him, not just picking him up. Excited to use him. He's our water resist now, and he's just fat, and it provides unaware for the team. Again, going with the bulky offense, it gives us some sort of a wall to opponents and stop setup, which is fantastic. Our next pick 7, is going to be a Pokemon I'm not super excited to use, but it's our spinner, and it's Colossal. Colossal, the whole strategy with this draft was take things that are undervalued, and Colossal was only 4 points, which I think was really good value for one of the very few spinners in the league. So we went ahead and picked up Colossal, adds more rocks, adds more spikes, adds a fairy switch in. Colossal's not bad. I've never really had too much success with it, but it's definitely worth more than 4 points just for the utility that it offers. So I really enjoyed picking up Colossal here, simply as a spinner, man. Our next pick is here to help with a lot of our bulky mons that have no form of recovery, and I also really enjoy the pairing with Zamazenta since it cannot hold leftovers, and it's going to be Rillaboom. I think Grassy Terrain does our team wonders. I think besides Hippowdon, all of our team members really benefit from Grassy Terrain. Dondozo, Zamazenta, Hippowdon when sand isn't up and whenever I don't have to click Earthquake. So I like Rillaboom for that. Rillaboom also, it lost a shit ton of moves, but simply using it as a bulky pivot I think is going to be really nice for the team composition we have. While I don't think Rillaboom's really great anymore, it's definitely fallen from grace, I do think Rillaboom can fill the role that we need really nice. All right, I don't know what to say for this one, guys. There were like no fairies. We got Wigglytuff. Yeah. Our last pick is Dragonite. I originally had Tatsugiri and Flamigo because Dragonite got sniped from me, but we dropped both of those guys. I was going to use Tatsugiri Dondozo on the thumbnail, but now I don't know. I'm probably Zamazenta Hoopa. I don't know. Dragonite's cool. It has a ground immunity because our team is weak to ground, and it kind of rounds out a really well-balanced team. Our team doesn't really have any super strong weaknesses. The only really big one that I could think of is 2 mons that really need boots with only 1 remover, but other than that our team doesn't really have any glaring weaknesses, and that's awesome, right? It's a balanced team. Super excited to use this team. I'm super comfortable with this team. I said it earlier in the video, but we are going to be uploading these matches every Friday. There's going to be a team builder every Thursday, and then BBR is going to come out next Saturday, Sunday maybe, and every team builder is going to be Saturday for that and Sunday for that. So you guys have so much content coming your way on top of a potential podcast with Kurt coming soon. We're trying to work out some details. It'll be a few weeks out, maybe a month out for that. On top of my community league, I'm gonna make videos for that. That way you guys feel involved and hopefully to grow the community, man. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like. I hope I brought some good energy that you guys could get behind in this video. Look forward to next week. We play Q, who you can again check out down in the coach list below. Don't forget to check out Brody, because again, we're stealing $50 from him. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And for now, guys, this has been John Jr. signing off.